Hi, thank you for tuning in to the Patricia Show. This is Patricia. Please press subscribe, like, and share. Okay, so I want to talk to you about changing your life. If you don't like the way it's going, you have the power to change it to go whichever way you want to go. Now, there are people out here, when I, like years ago, when I was starting on the spiritual path or the seeking truth, I would hear these different metaphysical people say that if you don't like the way your life is going and you want it to go in another way, change it. But I used to think, well, how do you do that? Well, if you're telling me that I have the ability to do that, then why aren't you showing me what to do? How do I change it if I don't like the way my life is going? What are you talking about? I thought this was predestined. How do I change things? Then I realized that these people were just out to make more money from people, because if you say certain things and you just get on the bandwagon of somebody else, people will pay you. Hang out your little shingles like you know a lot. People will pay you, but you don't really know nothing. Because if you're going to tell me that I have the power to change my life, then you need to tell me what I need to do to change it. How do you do that? Not a half a person has came out to say, this is what you do if you don't like the way your life is going. This is what you do. 1, 2, 3, step 1, 2, 3 to change it. Not a one. And if it's one, pardon me, I didn't see your advertisement. But far as I know, it's not even one. These people come out and tell you that they're channeling people. Oh, I'm channeling Jesus. I'm channeling Saint Germain. You ain't. I don't say things where I don't have proof to back up what I'm saying. People of that evolved level don't channel at all. So if you think you're channeling Saint Germain or Jesus, honey, you're delusional. You're not channeling them. Or some negative spirit, dark spirit is playing around, playing games and making you think that you're channeling them, because you really channeling a dark entity. People of that higher evolving level, do not channel. Hear me clearly. But if you say that you channel, people run to you quickly because they want to hear, oh, that was a master. Let's hear what he gonna say. But it tells you in the Bible that Jesus said in the last days, you'll be looking here and looking there. And you'll know a master by the fruit that he bears, which is what he produces. And if I'm telling you that you could change your life, if you don't like the way it's going, but I can't tell you how, that's because you don't know what you're talking about. You just heard somebody say that and you're repeating it. So I'm telling you, because what I tell you, it's easy to make to produce $20 million without showing you. If it's so easy, show me how to do it. But if I don't know how to do it, I'm just going to say those things because it sounds good in my speech when I say those things. I'm just telling you like it is. I'm not trying to put nobody down, but I am tired of people coming out saying things just to get folks money. I'm tired of that. Because let me tell you one thing. I know I'm from the light. And as time go on, I will prove my point. But let me say this. When a person is from the light and what they're saying is true, they don't need your money because they're able to produce their own money. They realize that money is energy and they can produce as much of it as they want to. They don't need yours. So they'll help you rise and evolve in your life because you are my brother or sister in Christ, and this is where you're supposed to be at a higher frequency. You're supposed to live a life of prosperity and success. You just don't know it yet, but I already know it, so I'm trying to help you get there. You see what I'm saying? If people gonna take your money, they ain't trying to help you get there. They're trying to take your money to make them higher on the of the prosperity level. So people will say whatever they need to say, and this is why Jesus said, you will know by the fruit that they bear. Look at their own life. Look at what they've produced in their own life. That's how you know. Because some of these people, I heard this lady come on TV one time. Her mic, I think you call it hot wired, where, she thought her mic was off, but her mic was on. And this lady was saying, I don't know what they were talking about on the stage, and she had never heard of it before. And she says, oh, let me go home and read some books about that so I could come out with a book about it. So in other words, she was going to go learn it quick and then put her shingle out or write a book. What is that? To make money. Not because you're an authority of what you're speaking about, because you're trying to make money. And I'm just tired of people playing on people like that. I really, really am. It's so frustrating. People playing on people like that. Because the people that really seeking help, they really need help. They really need money. They really need whatever it is they're coming to you for. And then you're lying, telling them all this stuff that's not true, and it's not going to make their life better at all. I'm really tired of that. So let me help you here. I used to didn't understand what they were saying. What are they talking about? You could change your life. What do they mean if you don't like the way your life going? Well, I don't like the way mine going. So how do I change it? Not a one, not even a half a one would come out and say, this is what you do, 1, 2, 3, 4. Nobody. They just, said that. Like I said, hang the shingle, get more money. That's it. I'm going to tell you how to do it. So what they meant when they say that you have the power to change your life. Okay, so I put on another recording that God had given you dominion over all things. Not you, but us. Dominion over all things. That's in your Bible. Go back to read it. It's in Genesis. Okay, so you are the master of your world. Contrary to belief, God is not standing over you looking at your life. That's not happening. Even though that's what you've been taught, that's man-made. It's not the universal truth. God is not standing over you looking at your life. You produce your own, what you want to happen in your life based upon your karmas that you have. So in other words, before you came to this earth, you made agreements with people in your other lives that you had to help you out in this life, or for whatever it is you're seeking to do, or to resolve a karma of some sort that you have with them. That's why a lot of times there's so much friction in one's family, because the person a lot of people in your family you might have karmas with, and so you need to resolve those karmas, and then the friction would go away. So it's like you might have a sister that you argue with all the time, and you don't know what it is, but she get on your nerves. You love her, but you get on your nerves. Those are karmas, honey. Those are karmas that need to be balanced, and when they're balanced, there'll be peace between you and the other person. Okay. So let's say, because there's a lot of different examples I can give you if one wanted to change their life. But let's use one that's two. I'm going to use two that everybody wants. I talked about this earlier. One is money. Everybody want money. So now, what I need you to do, because you do have the power to change your life from lack to wealth. I personally think that's the easiest thing to change out of everything. That's just my opinion. Okay, so let's say you live in a life of lack where you're struggling for everything. Everything, you're just struggling. Okay, so how do you change your life from lack to wealth? What you do, you need to really be watching this. I want you to watch your thoughts. I have a thing on this. I have an audio on 30-day fast. A 30-day mental fast, I think it's called. You could take that, do that, because it'll help you see all the thoughts that are coming through your mind. What's happening with you, if your consciousness is that of lack, is that the majority of the day you're thinking about you don't have enough of money. And that's why you're in you're struggling financially, because you're thinking there's never enough. You could be, I don't care what that pertains to. It could be like you fixing your lunch. Let me fix my lunch because I don't have enough money to eat out all the time. Let me fix my lunch because eating out is expensive and I don't have that. You see what I'm saying? It's always about you not having enough. And that's what's on your mind the majority of the day. So that's why you're living a life of lack. Now, let's say you want to change that. Very simple. What you have to do is keep wealth in your mind at all times. Don't let lack come into your mind at all. Now, 21 days is enough to do this and you begin the change. But to get it solid in there, I always tell people to do it for 90 days. So that way it's going to be thoroughly solid. Guarantee you that. Because remember, 21 days it takes 21 days to create a new belief. But we want it solid in there. I mean, we want it really in there a lot. So you won't ever have to think about lack again. So let's do it for 90 days. You're going to, when you go to sleep at night, like I told you on the other tape, think about wealth. Say it like a lullaby as you go off to sleep. Wealth, 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 wealth. Go on off to sleep. During the daytime, you're going to also keep your mind on wealth. So 24 hours a day, your mind is going to be on wealth. Now, during the day, you might have, you're at work and you're trying to, or you read, whatever going on, and you don't have time to think about wealth at all times. So when you're busy, okay, move it from your mind. But as soon as you become free again in your mind, put wealth in there. Keep doing that for 90 days. Watch your world change. You're going to start getting money in there. Now, this is what you can't do. Don't think about nothing that has to do with lack. Don't think about it at all. So now let me give you a little example here. Because one of my aunt-in-laws, she was doing I had given her the extras to do wealth at night. But in the daytime, now this was doing the COVID stuff. So we were just coming out of the where they had us in the house a lot. That we were just coming out of that lockdown. So she started going back to the gambling casinos. The gambling casinos were not letting people win at the particular one she was going to, because obviously they're trying to get their money back where they'd have lost because their place was closed down. So she would go to the gambling casinos. Then she would get frustrated because she didn't win. And then she would complain that they had the money on lockdown, wouldn't let nobody win and all that. I suggested to her, stop going to the gambling casino until your mind is filled with wealth. Because what's happening is she's saying wealth at night, but she's contradicting it during the day because she's focused on she didn't win and the people trying to keep everybody from winning and all that. So that's contradictory. So the one that is the most solid in your mind is the one that's going to win. So because she had lack so solid in her mind, that's going to win out over the wealth. So I told her to stop doing the wealth at night so that she could, I told her to stop going to the casinos in the daytime and then just focus on the wealth. And when she focused on the wealth, then she would start winning anyway. Regardless, if she go to the machine only once a day, she'll win that one, okay? So you can't be involved in anything that's going to contradict what you're saying about wealth, okay? So if you just keep your mind on wealth day, nighttime said is a lullaby, you're changing your life from lack to wealth, because that you've now stopped focusing on the lack and you're focusing on the wealth. So the bottom line to all this, you could change your life if you don't like the way it's going by changing your focus. Whatever it is you're trying to change in your life, take your mind off of that and put it on, the positive of that, whatever that is. If it's not wealth, if it's negativity, then, the light. If it's arguing too much, think about the light or peace or harmony. You know what I mean? So whatever it is, put your mind on what you want and take it off what you don't want. That is how you change your life. That is how if you don't like the way it's going, you can make it go another way. That's how you do it. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Patricia Show. See you next week.